One of the most painful experiences in life that I've dealt with is realizing that the person you loved, trusted, defended, excused, or believed in may not actually be who you thought they truly were. Because unmasking doesn't always feel dramatic at first. It doesn't. Sometimes it's very subtle. It's very subtle. A comment that feels off, a reaction that doesn't match the moment, a cruelly I was going to say a cruel comment, but maybe it's a cruelty that you can't explain. I think that says it a little bit better. A coldness where warmth used to be. A strange competitiveness. Like they're always trying to compete with you. Like, what is that about? A lack of empathy. A pattern that you kept trying not to see. You're like, nah, that's not right. I don't think so. That couldn't be what's going on with this person. Right? And then one day, the mask slips, and suddenly everything starts to make sense. So, in today's video of our ABCs of toxic friendships and relationships, we're talking about the letter U. And U is for unmasking. So, grab a snack and come on back and let's get into the letter U. Hi, my beautiful people. Welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Lexi. And in this ABC healing series, we've been naming the toxic friendships and relationship dynamics that so many of us experience, but don't always have words for. We don't always know what they are, right? But we know we've experienced it before. So today, we're talking about something painful, but freeing. It's very freeing because sometimes healing, it doesn't begin when the person apologizes. It doesn't. Healing begins when you finally see clearly, when you see clearly. So let's talk about unmasking. Unmasking is devastating because it forces grief in a way. It forces grief. Not always grief for the person, but sometimes grief for the illusion. The illusion, right? That part. So it's like, whew. Because when someone shows painful or harmful patterns, our first instinct is often to explain it away, right? We want to explain it away. Maybe they're stressed out. Maybe they're hurting. Maybe I misunderstood. Maybe this is just a rough patch that they're going through. Maybe. Because when we care about someone, we naturally search for explanations, don't we? We naturally try to explain it away because it couldn't be what we think it is. And that's just human. That's the human aspect of it all. But patterns do tell the truth. Patterns tell the truth. And they're not isolated moments. They're patterns. They're not just isolated. They are patterns. Unmasking often happens very slowly. Very slowly. It's a slow burn. You notice inconsistencies, jealousy, passive aggression, most of the things that we've previously talked about in this series. So go back and watch if you haven't seen them or if you don't know what they are. Dismissiveness, subtle cruelty, competitive energy, performative kindness. You know, they're getting that Oscar-winning performance in. Support in public, but cold in private. Very cold in private. And that last one, that's a trip. That last one is a trip. Because people are deeply invested in image. They're invested in how things look on the outside. They're not invested in intimacy, right? Let me say that again. Some people are deeply invested in image, not intimacy. Not intimacy at all. Not at all. That distinction changes everything. It changes everything. If this is already sounding familiar to you, drop a U in the comments. Drop it down in the comments. Drop it like it's hot. Because I know somebody watching has experienced this. We all have experienced this at some time or another. Unfortunately, we have. And the hardest part about this is when your nervous system notices before your mind does, you start feeling uneasy. You get that uneasy feeling. You feel drained. You feel confused. You start feeling very guarded. But your mind keeps saying, those are God whispers. Your mind keeps saying, and that's what my mother used to say, right? Your first mind, follow your first mind, you never go wrong. That's your first mind talking to you. No, that can't be right. Listen carefully to this. Your intuition often recognizes, like I said, it often recognizes misalignment before logic catches up. Before the logic catches up. So let's talk about something important here with this one. Unmasking. It doesn't always mean that someone was fake every second. It doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean that they were always fake. But people are very complex. You know, we're all very complex beings. But when harmful patterns consistently emerge, that's what matters. That's what matters. Because who someone is under pressure, during conflict, when you need support the most, when boundaries are introduced, you know, that tells truth too. That tells the truth too. It really does. And for my beautiful over 50 community, you know, by this stage of life, we are not auditioning for access to anyone. We are not. We are not shrinking to preserve someone else's comfort. We're just not going to do that. We're not going to do that. And we are certainly, I have a guest, we are certainly not ignoring repeated patterns because history exists. We're not doing that at all. History does not erase behavior. It does not erase behavior. One of the most liberating things that you can say is, I believe what I see now. I believe what I see now. That sentence, it changes lives, right? I believe what I see now. Like as Maya Angelou said, right? Maya Angelou was everything. When you know better, you do better. So when you see something now, you know better, you do better. You do better. So if someone's mask is slipping, their mask is slipping, I know that grief. I definitely know that grief. Because clarity It can feel like heartbreak. It truly can. It truly can. But clarity is such a gift. It's a gift because confusion keeps us stuck. It always keeps us stuck. But the truth will always set us free, beloved. The truth will set us free. Not easy truth, not comfortable truth, but truth. Just truth. So if someone revealed a side of themselves that changed everything, believe what repeated behavior teaches you. Believe it. Not just who you hoped they were, right? Not just that. So, this has been you for unmasking. And sometimes that's where healing truly begins. That's where it truly, truly begins. If this resonated with you, tell me in the comments. Tell me in the comments. Have you ever experienced an unmasking moment? Have you? I have. So as always, I'm getting lots of kisses here from my child. I love you plenty. Right, man? We love them? We love them plenty? Yes, we do. We love them plenty. And I see you. I truly see you. I see you. And I'm so proud of you. So proud of you and proud of us as a collective here. We reached the letter U. Can you believe this? We started back at A for animosity. And now we have reached the letter U. Like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We're almost over. We're almost over with this. Okay, Ma'am had to leave. She's been liking this. She's been like, hey, what you doing? She's listening. She's listening too. So, I just want you to know that some of the most painful heartbreaks don't always come from strangers. They don't. But we got this. We got this. You got this. So we'll see you. We have a bonus U, so stay tuned for that. It should be here too, around the same time as this one maybe, or a little bit after. So check that out, and we'll see you back for, I can't believe we are on the letter V already. Woo! That's going to be a doozy. So, I'll see you soon, people. Deuces.